Have you ever dated somebody that was charming, loving, a free spirit, but unfortunately turned out to be a selfish, self-centered manipulator with an inflated ego? They may have been a wolf in sheep's clothing, otherwise known as a narcissist. A narcissist hiding behind a facade with ulterior motives. My name is Glory B, and the purpose of this video is to share my past experience and share information that may help you identify if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, or if you're starting a new relationship. I want you to know what to look for. I think that in life, we're all gonna experience good relationships, bad relationships. But the one thing about a narcissist, or being in a relationship with a narcissist, is that it can really take a mental toll on your health and your overall physical well-being. My personal experience was very traumatic, and I can look back at it now and learn from this. When I first began my relationship with a narcissist, I was young and I was very naive. I honestly didn't know what gaslighting was. I didn't understand what a true narcissist was. In my mind, a narcissist was somebody that was just selfish and really into themselves. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there is a serious problem. It's a very serious mental condition or mental disorder that if you're not aware, you can really put yourself in a very dangerous situation. My relationship lasted around maybe 6 years, 5 or 6 years. But the reason I want to share this is because I went from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, and all the struggles in between. I don't think I ever experienced so much suffering in my life the way I experienced what I experienced in this relationship. So the whole purpose of this video is to share my experience so I can help other women who just didn't know, didn't understand. That's really the whole purpose of this video, is to share my knowledge, share some insight, and hopefully this can help anyone that is in the same situation I was in my 20s. So let's get started. The word narcissist gets thrown around like it's nothing. You know, that person's a narcissist, he's acting like a narcissist. But you have to be very careful when you use that term. Not everybody is a narcissist. Some people operate more from the ego. Some people tend to be more selfish, more self-centered. It doesn't always mean that they're a narcissist. I want to make it very clear from the beginning, and I'm going to read this from my phone because I really want to ensure that I capture the definition and help my viewers understand the difference between narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, and a narcissist, because I want to capture exactly what it means, and I want to make sure you have that foundation as we move along in this video. You have the understanding of what this is. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. That is a mental disorder, okay? Now, a narcissist is someone who exhibits narcissistic traits such as grandiosity, entitlement, lack of empathy, and a need for admiration. Not all narcissists have narcissistic personality disorder. Some may exhibit these traits to a lesser degree, while others may not meet the diagnostic criteria for narcissistic personality disorder. Based on the definition that I just read, as you can see, there's a narcissist and there's someone who actually has a mental disorder, NPD. This video applies to a narcissist. Now, in my situation, it was very, very serious, and it was a very scary experience. So not everyone's gonna have the same experiences. You know, some may experience domestic abuse, some may not. But the common ground is this. These types of people can mentally hurt you in ways that you can't even imagine. I want to talk about different ways to spot a narcissist early on. So how do you spot a narcissist? Number one, they are very charming and very loving. A narcissist portrays himself as charming, sweet, kind, and loving. They're the type of people that you fall in love with the moment that you meet them. They can never do no wrong. Number two, as you get to know them a little bit better, you start to notice that they're a little bit more self-centered than the average person. They tend to really care about what other people think and how people perceive them. They have an inflated ego, and they get very angry if they don't get the attention that they feel that they deserve. To them, image is everything, and they will stop at nothing to maintain that facade, to maintain that image. They will never let anyone see who they really are behind that mask. They wear a mask, and when they walk out that door, that mask stays on. But the closer you become to the narcissist, the more you get to see these qualities that nobody ever gets to see, and they will never expose it. They will never show the world who they are behind that mask. But if you're in a relationship with a narcissist and you are under their control, they will show you who they really are. When I first met my narcissist, I thought he was so sweet, so charming. He really captivated me. I found him to be so intriguing. I just could not get my eyes off of him. But as I started to get to know him more, I did notice one thing that I found to be really odd. I noticed his home screen on his cell phone. It was just pictures of himself. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think most people have a picture of their dog, their kids, a couple, husband and wife, photography. It's okay if you have a picture of yourself, but I think intuitively, when I saw that, something inside me said, this person may be a little bit into themselves. Me personally, why would I want to stare at a picture of myself on my home screen? That's just me. I'm not saying that everybody that has a picture of themselves on their home screen is a narcissist, but I will say this, that the moment I saw that, something inside of me said, he's selfish. So that was my first indication. That was like a red flag for me. And at the time I dismissed it because I don't want to assume somebody is a narcissist or selfish just because they have a picture of themselves on their home screen. It's fine. But I think intuitively, your gut will tell you when something's wrong. That was the very first sign. So even after I started the relationship with him and we got close, he still maintained a picture of himself, never of us. Never put a picture of his family or friends. It was always of him. Again, it doesn't mean that just because you have a picture of yourself on your home screen that you're a narcissist. But for someone that is a narcissist, that's an indication. That to me is a red flag. So number 3, the third sign that you should look for is how they interact with others. For me, my narcissistic partner always had a what's in it for me mentality. He was very manipulative. I noticed a trend. He didn't have any close friends, but when he did make new friends, he had this mentality almost as if he needed to gain something from that person. So someone new would come into his life and he would find a way to take something from that person. And it's almost as if, as I think about it and look back, it's almost as if he disposed of that person when he got what he wanted, whether it be a kind of service that that person was giving for free, or an item or an object or some kind of help with his projects, I noticed the person would only stick around up until my ex, narcissistic partner, would obtain something from them. But it never worked the other way around. Now, my ex would never give something to somebody else. He was a taker, not a giver. And narcissistic people tend to take. They attract people that give, people that have big hearts, that are very loving, very generous. People that enjoy giving tend to fall in the trap of a narcissist. So if you find yourself that you're in a relationship with somebody that is constantly taking and taking and taking, and easily disposes of the people that are around them, then that is a sign that you are with a manipulator. You are with a narcissist. Look at the interactions that your person, or the person that may be a narcissist, look at the interactions that they have in their community, in their family, with their friends. Number 4. Now, narcissists are the biggest liars you will ever meet. Even when you catch them lying, they continue to lie to your face and will deny, and then attack, okay? So if you find yourself with someone who is lying, you catch them and they turn it around on you, make themselves the victim, and put all the blame on you, then you are with a narcissist. I experienced this myself, where I would catch my partner red-handed. I would catch my partner in lies, and he still had the nerve to turn it around on me and make me the bad person. As I tell my story, the more I keep thinking, like, why did I do this? How was I so naive? You shouldn't have to tolerate people gaslighting you, lying to you. There's no excuse for that. You're not crazy. If you are with somebody that does this to you, you need to run, because you can only tolerate so much of this behavior before it starts to take a mental toll on you. Now, the biggest red flag, the most dominant indicator of a narcissist, is that they have zero empathy. They have no empathy whatsoever. You could be dying sick in front of them and they pretend to care, but it's not genuine. They have no empathy. And if they hurt you and you express feelings of hurt and sadness, they do not care. The biggest red flag is when they invalidate your feelings. They don't want to understand where you're coming from, and they do not want to hear you out. They don't take accountability for their actions, and they play the victim. They're always the victim. Even when they do something wrong in front of you, in front of others, they will never take accountability for their actions, and they will act and believe that they are the victim. It is bizarre. It is crazy. Honestly, being in a relationship with a narcissist, it feels like you are going crazy because you're not being validated. You're being made to think that you've done something wrong when you haven't. Number 6, a narcissist will overconsume you. I like to call them energy-sucking vampires. They think that the whole world revolves around them, and you should too. They think that you need to treat them like they are some kind of queen or king, and your life has to stop for them. When they need something, when they want something, you have to comply. And if you don't, anger consumes them. And as I said before, people that attract narcissists tend to be very giving people pleasers. So as a people pleaser, you want to please the person you love. You want to please the person that you're in a relationship with. And they use that against you. They use that to get what they want, to get their needs met. And it doesn't matter what you think or what you want. They will overconsume you and just suck the living life out of you. Number 7, gaslighting. You know, I really wish I knew what the definition of gaslighting was when I first met my ex-partner. I'm going to read what the definition of gaslighting is because I want my viewers to truly know what it means. Not have an idea what it means. I want everybody listening to fully understand what gaslighting means because I never knew what it was until afterward. So gaslight, it's a verb, okay? Gaslighting is when you manipulate someone, when someone is using psychological methods into questioning their own sanity or powers of reasoning. An example is denying that an event took place even if there is evidence to prove it. Gaslighting, basically what it is just making you question your reality, denying what really happened. In my situation, my ex would do horrible things, and when I would bring it up, looking for my feelings to be heard, looking for some empathy, my ex would question the whole situation to the point that I would think that I was crazy. He would do it in such a way where I would even question if the event had happened. When someone questions your reality in that way, that person is not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for their own best interest. And lastly, narcissistic people exploit others for their own gain. So what is the relationship like with their friends and family? Do you notice that they exploit their own family members, their own parents for their own personal gain? Do they expect everyone to bow down, to do as they say? And if they don't, do they act like a monster, enrage, and break you down emotionally until you give in to what they want? Some of the ways that I experience this is when I would try to gain back my own control, when I would try to leave the relationship. My ex would find a way to mentally break me down in such a way that I would question my whole existence. A narcissist knows what your weaknesses are. And in moments like this, where you're trying to find the strength to protect yourself and stand up for yourself, they will go to your deepest wounds and they will just put a knife right through that, using their own words, and in some cases, using physical violence. It is probably one of the most painful experiences that I ever went through, where the person that you loved unconditionally and dedicated so much energy, so much sacrifice to make it work, to have that person say the worst things possible that can hurt really any individual. But as a woman, to hear the things that would come out of their mouth would be so devastating, so painful, and so hurtful. And this is what I'm talking about, is they use words to control you. They know how to emotionally tear you down because they know your weaknesses. A true narcissist knows how to do this. They get you to trust them. You're vulnerable. They gain control. And if you ever try to get out of that relationship or regain your control, regain your power, they will crush you in a way that you can't even imagine. They will exploit you, making it very difficult for you to get out. Now, it's not very easy to get out of a narcissistic relationship. It may be hard. My advice is to seek professional help if you are in this situation. I was very fortunate to get out of that. Very fortunate to this day. And are multiple ways you can do this, okay? But my advice is don't lose hope. If you are in a relationship with a narcissist, or you are in the early stages of the relationship, please get out of it. Don't try to change a person. You will never change a narcissist. They only love themselves. Some people change because they want to intrinsically change. They don't change for others, they change for themselves. So, with that said, I hope that I was able to bring value and share insight that may be able to help you or a friend or a family member if you suspect that you're in a relationship with a narcissist. I want you to learn from this, because if I can help prevent someone in this world from going through what I personally went through for 5 years, then that just brings joy to my heart. That really brings joy to my soul, because I don't wish that experience on anyone. It is traumatic, it is painful, it is gut-wrenching, awful. There are a lot of videos out there and a lot of information about narcissists and, you know, how to tell if you're on a date with a narcissist and this and that, but it's a very serious problem if you're not careful. Having the basic foundation, having an understanding could help save your life. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe for more content. Please comment and share some of your stories, some of your experiences below. I would love to learn a little bit more about my audience and just see if anyone else has experienced what I experienced. But I think collectively, technology is great for that, because we can share useful information and hopefully help each other out from ever going through an experience like that. I've been blessed the past couple of years that I am no longer in that relationship. And one of the things I promised myself was to share my story and help other women that are going through similar situations. So thank you again. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.